The C8 Corvette engine bay. Man, what a missed opportunity. GM really could have dressed this thing up nice, and instead they chose the use of a lot of raw, unfinished plastic. Luckily, the aftermarket saw the issue and pretty much fixed it. Today's video is going to be all about dressing up the engine bay. So obviously this is my 2025 C8 Corvette Z06, and as you can tell, the engine bay really, it's just not fun. There's not much going on back here, even though the amazing 5.5 liter flat plane crank engine and the exhaust sound and everything else that's coming from this area, it just doesn't look the part. So we've already started here with the Paragon Performance aluminum or billet aluminum dress up caps here for the radiator fluid and of course the oil cap. Now I put those on off camera because these are super easy to put on, and I feel like a how-to for that's not really necessary. You pop them on and that's it. And they obviously make the whole thing look a little bit nicer, but it will look even better once we get the rest of this stuff on here. These little things are just the cherries on top. First step is going to be the strut or chassis bars there that run parallel to the engine, and we're going to replace them with the custom-made Jones Services powder-coated bars with the horsepower obsessed lettering literally engraved inside of them. These are already painted carbon flash. We're going to do these first and then on to the next because we have a bunch of parts to dress all this up. So first step's going to be to remove the 4 Torx bolts on each one, so 8 altogether. And they are, of course, T40 in size. Now these bolts are painted, so if you want to keep them looking pretty, break them free by hand. Don't use an impact gun. I'll use an impact to zip them out once they're broken free, but to break them free, definitely do it by hand first. And once they're broken free, we'll go ahead and use an impact to just zip them out because they're kind of long bolts. Now the driver's side rail actually has the mag ride wire tapped up underneath it with a Christmas tree kind of connector, so you can just use a trim pry tool, pop that out, and then we'll remove the driver's side one. And just like that, the bar's out. And this thing is pretty flimsy, by the way. So the bars we're putting in not only look better, but actually provide some stability for the back end. Now the new ones go into the exact same place with the horsepower obsessed lettering facing towards the engine bay, just so you can see it at car shows. And of course you can have whatever you want written on them. They're custom engraved. Check out the link down below for a discount on them if you want to grab a set for yourselves. All of the stuff we're doing today, guys, will be linked in the description down below. You can save money on all of it just by being a horsepower obsessed fan. So first things first, on the bottom side, we got to put that mag ride connector back in one of these 2 holes and then pop everything in. Should slide right back into place with ease. Then we'll just put the 4 bolts back on and we're good to go on this side. And here you can see a 50-50 shot, guys. Carbon flash against the regular, just black blah kind of bar. Like I said, it provides a little bit of stability, but it also dresses it up nice for the car shows. We'll do the same thing over on the passenger side. The only difference is there is a fuel line there that will have to be squeezed out and popped into the back of the new bar, but otherwise, same exact 4 T40 screws, and then we are ready to move on to the next mod. And just like that, guys, both of them are done. Literally just 4 T40 bolts and the mag ride connector at the bottom, and then the fuel line over on this side, which you can just squeeze with a pair of pliers and pop out. Really, really easy install. The next step is going to be the carbon fiber engine covers now. An 8mm socket to remove the screws that hold on the nameplate. And check these out, guys. Look at that beautiful red tinted carbon fiber. Really nice weave. The red carbon fiber will make sense in a little bit, trust me. So the next step, we're going to go ahead and test fit these, put them in place, make sure that everything looks good, and then we're just going to start bolting them down. There's literally only 2 bolts per side, so 4 altogether. Comes with the included hardware with rubber washers to make sure that nothing gets scratched up. Really, really good piece. So as you can see, it's already adding a little bit of color. Now these things are held down really interestingly because there's already 4 holes on the intake right below The engine builder plaque is 2, and then there's 2 up there on the ends, which, like I said, the hardware is provided with the kit to actually screw these down, and these are real nice black screws with rubber washers on the bottom to make sure, number 1, they don't vibrate loose, but number 2, they don't scratch up that beautiful carbon fiber. There's 2 of them. Now, if you guys haven't seen this on my previous Z06, the cutouts there in the middle for the engine builder plaque allow you to still use a custom plaque holder or even the stock one if you want to just put that back on there. That way it is there. So there is a cutout for that in case you were wondering. Now, I wanted to stop here and show you what it looks like installed first off, but second, there is another option from Hulse Designs, which again is available on my website down below, that will finish this off even more with a piece of mesh that actually goes in between the 2 pieces of carbon fiber. And yes, this is the same kind of honeycomb mesh that's on the bottom of the hatch. So everything matches up really nicely, plus it ends up covering up those throttle bodies a little bit in the middle. Really looks good. So what we'll do from here is just basically slip these in between the 2 pieces, and we're ready to go. And there it is, fully installed with the mesh in the center. Now, obviously we're gonna have a builder plaque right in between there, so you're not gonna really see where the mesh ends, but it definitely looks better. It hides the throttle bodies a little bit, looks a little bit more like an actual cover versus 2 separate pieces. Next is going to be the Paragon Performance carbon fiber struts for the C8 Corvette. Not only do these actually look great because they're carbon fiber, they weigh less than the stock unit, and they actually put the hatch all the way up every time. There's no extra pushing you have to do or anything. They basically hold a little bit more weight. Obviously, with the color of this carbon fiber, I think you guys can probably figure out what we're going to be doing for the majority of the engine bay. Other than that red engine cover, the rest of it's going to be regular carbon fiber. So let's get these installed. These are pretty easy. On the ends, you can see there is a little clip right here. You just pop that clip forward, and then you can put it on the basically ball socket on the end of the hatch support and on the hatch itself, and then just push this clip back down into place, and that's it. It will be ready to go. When removing these struts, it would be a good idea to have an additional pole here to make sure that hatch doesn't come down on you, because one of these struts will not support this deck lid. Just like that, we got one of them changed out. Really, really very easy to do. And actually, I just looked it up. The orientation of this strut does matter. The carbon fiber body should be at the top. So I'm going to actually flip that around to get it right. Just like that. And the next bit of carbon fiber, because this is pretty much all going to be carbon fiber, that's going back here, are these pieces right here. Now, these are carbon fiber covers that are carbon through and through. Again, same manufacturer. Check out the link down below. These are going to go right up here by the hatch supports, and then that's going to start to build out the rest of the carbon fiber covers. So first things first, we're going to wipe this area down with isopropyl alcohol, because these are double-sided tape. Super, super, super thin. So if you're worried about adding weight to the car, don't be. These things weigh next to nothing. With the area wiped down, the furthest away bolt that goes into the strut bars is going to have to come out as well, because that will go through this piece. You'll remember from when we did the strut bars that these are T40 bolts, so you'll need a 40 sized Torx bit. Really, we probably should have left all these out, but for the argument of full installs, this is how we have to do it. So the next step is to go ahead and remove the double-sided tape. I'll do that off screen to spare you the patheticness, because this stuff is sometimes kind of hard to get off. So once we get that off, we'll go ahead and start sticking it in place. And we are ready. So let's go ahead and just fit this into place and just stick it down. After you have it stuck in place, we'll go ahead and put the T40 bolt back in, and then we're ready to move on to the passenger side. All right, so those corner triangular pieces are now installed. The next ones are going to be these triangular pieces right here. Again, same manufacturer, same carbon quality, carbon through and through, no brownish tint. Again, available in the description down below. These are pretty easy to install. Again, we're going to use 2 of the T40 bolts that we just put in, and then this little tab right here that will slide into an existing slot. First, I'm going to go ahead and remove the T40 screws, and then we'll go ahead and slide in the new piece. And then same thing on the passenger side. The passenger side piece is slightly different. As you can see, it's got a cutout for the oil area. So same kind of thing though with the tab on the side. We'll slide that into place first, and then bolt it down with the same T40 bolts. That simple. And just slide the T40 in. Now, in this case, we left some of the bolts out because we're also putting on the X-brace next. So the ones we left out will be where the X-brace bolts into, and the X-brace comes with aftermarket bolts that are a little bit longer, so we'll be using those instead. Here's what it looks like so far. We've got the triangular pieces, both triangular pieces in, ready to go. The bolts that are missing, like I said, will be part of the X-brace, and that's what comes next. Just like that. Those 4 bolts, like I said, come with the X-brace, and they're a little bit longer, so they'll go down through everything. And here's the extra long bolt. It's an Allen head now, and it's a lot longer, as you can see. And there it is with the X-brace. I chose to get my X-brace without a logo on there. I'll be adding a vinyl logo of my own. You can choose it in carbon flash, carbon fiber, with a Jake logo or without a Jake logo. Either way, like I said, guys, everything will be located in the description down below if you want to try to make yours just like this. Next up is the big 3-piece panel carbon fiber parts that cover up the unsightly plastic here around the engine bay. So this is going to be the first part. It goes right here in the center. Again, double-sided tape, but it is carbon fiber through and through, so it weighs next to nothing. Just like everything we're doing here, if it involves double-sided tape, make sure you wipe down the area with isopropyl alcohol first to make sure the adhesion is as good as possible. After that, we're going to go ahead and stick it on. Apply a little bit of pressure while you're sticking it down. Obviously, we're not talking about rocket science here. The double-sided tape does most of the work. Just make sure you do stick it down because that tape is grabby. So it's going to want to grab in a bunch of different positions. Make sure you have it fully aligned before you start pushing it on there. Now, to go with the centerpiece is also the larger outside pieces. Again, carbon fiber through and through, but they are double-sided tape. This piece, again, weighs nothing. So these are just dress-up parts, of course. They're not going to add a bunch of weight, but they do really help out this area, especially at car shows. So we'll go ahead and remove the double-sided tape protective layer and then get it stuck down in this area right here. But once again, it's a large panel with double-sided tape, so we are going to wipe it down with isopropyl alcohol. And we'll just want to fit this right where it needs to go. You can already tell how much better that's going to look. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, and then I'll show you the result here. I would say final result, but we still got more. Yeah, we're a little obsessed here. We've got a little bit more to do to dress up this engine bay. And there it is with the majority of the carbon fiber done. Like I said, majority because we still have more to do, but these are really easy to install. Just basically double-sided tape. You put them in place and lock them down, but look how much better this looks already, and we're not done yet. Let's keep going. The next piece of dress up is going to be the strut tower covers with the built-in mag ride, so obviously there's a hole in the center for the mag ride wire to come out of. For this, we gotta take the push Christmas tree style connector off the mag ride connector there to slide it through here and then put it back on after it's in, but this is gonna help dress it up even further. The mag ride section here, literally pull the Christmas tree style connector out and then just separate. So like that, we got the mag ride connector separated, so just plug, unplugged, and then from here, we need to remove this Christmas tree style connector. There's actually just a little clip here you can push in and then slide it off, just like that. So that little bit, once you get that off, this is the part that you're taking off. Once that's off, it'll now fit through the hole of the mag ride cover. Push this through, and set it down on top. Just like that. Then we can put the Christmas style connector back on the end of it here. Snap it back into place. Reconnect the mag ride connection and push the Christmas tree style connector back in. Just like that. We got a strut cap. And there it is with the strut top caps on. All the carbon fiber. It's looking better already, but we're still not done. We are getting close to ending this video. This is going to be, of course, the part 1 to this, because there is going to be a little bit more we can do, and I'm going to make a part 2 to it to kind of go over everything again. But for part 1, we have 2 more pieces we're going to cover. The first one is going to be this from Pixel Auto Works. They can customize the plaque to your color, your specifications. You can see up here, it's the top left, it says owned by Horsepower Obsessed. All of the shadow of the car and the borders, all Seawolf Gray. The writing down here at the bottom saying the size of the engine, everything's all Seawolf Gray, all customized to your actual build. So my VIN number's on there, the fact that it's Seawolf Gray, a 2LZ, all of it's on here. Now this is going to go right there, and just like on my last car, I had a very similar plaque there, but it was all outlined in torch red and obviously had a little bit different look to it, whereas this one, like I said, I wanted this to be Seawolf Gray. So what we're going to do is throw some double-sided tape on the back of this and just stick it in place. So here's the tape I put on. You can see just 2 layers of very heavy bond tape just to make sure this doesn't come off. We're going to clean that area up with rubbing alcohol, of course, and then just stick it down. Just like that. All right, so the next part of this is going to be the final piece. And this really was going to be included in the part 2 of this video, but I decided this is really, really necessary for the part 1 just because we're doing all the other carbon fiber and everything. And that is going to be the C8 Rally Driver builder plaque holder. And I'm showing you this in the box because it's such a freaking fantastic box and such a great experience opening these things that I couldn't unbox it off camera. So obviously we have this, then you slide this out, and there is the builder plaque. Pure carbon fiber, and it even comes with the rubber O-rings and titanium screws. Beautiful, beautiful carbon fiber through and through, so it's super lightweight. Actually is a little bit lighter weight than the stock plastic one that's holding the name on there now. So first we got to take the stock plastic one off, remove the builder plaque, and then it will stick on here. Now, C8 Rally Driver stuck their business card to it with just a little bit of tape on the back, but if you see after you remove that, there's already tape there for the new plaque to go on there. So we'll go ahead, remove the stock one, get that all removed from the stock holder, which is only going to take a little bit of heat and some prying to get that metal plate off, and then we'll pop it on the new carbon fiber one, put that on the car in between these 2 pieces of carbon fiber, and it's going to look right at home. Huge fan of C8 Rally Driver stuff, guys. They make some really high quality stuff. Really like what they're doing. They're going to have a much bigger segment in part 2 of this video, so stay tuned for that. So first, 8mm screws. Take off. We won't reuse these because, like I said, C8 Rally Driver's kit comes with new screws. So here's the stock one. Just plastic. And then, of course, C8 Rally Drivers being all carbon fiber. Nameplate will go into the same location. Just be a lot more fitting of your newly carbon fiber dressed up engine bay. Just like that. There's a little bit of adhesive on the back. Some scrubbing with your finger and some isopropyl alcohol will remove it from the back of the plate. Then you can just stick it in to the new carbon fiber plate. So now we'll get that installed, and it should help really dress up this area. Like I said, the kit comes with titanium hardware, so these are the titanium screws, pre-installed with some Loctite, and behind those screws, behind the plate, will be a pretty thick rubber insulator to help not transfer the vibrations of the engine to the actual plaque, so it'll keep those screws in there longer. So we'll put the isolators on first, then the plaque, then the screws down through. And there it is, guys, the finished product for at least this particular video. So like I said, this is part one because it is a little bit of an involved process. But just to recap, we have carbon fiber here, here, and here is all one product. Of course, all this stuff will be able to be purchased from the links in the description below. The carbon fiber X-brace, the carbon fiber engine cover, the carbon fiber mag ride strut covers, the triangular appearance package carbon fiber, the little pieces up here that finish off around the hatch support carbon fiber, the two Paragon Performance oil caps, well, caps for the radiator fluid and the oil, the C8 Rally Driver engine builder plaque in carbon fiber, the Pixel Auto Works custom plaque here that you can really put whatever you want on there. Like I said, it even shows owned by Horsepower Obsessed, sticks down with double-sided tape. Really a big car show item. I used to get questions about this all the time. So other than that, we also have the carbon fiber struts here from Paragon Performance. And of course, the Jones Services custom strut bars down here that say Horsepower Obsessed painted in carbon flash. So I believe that's it. That's the first part of the engine bay dress up procedure, we'll call it. So obviously light years better than it was from factory. No more dull looking plastic, lots of carbon fiber, really looks more fitting of the car in general. So anyway, guys, if you liked what you saw, smash the thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking the content. Subscribe if you haven't yet, because like I said, part 2 is coming. And as always, stay obsessed.